NOPD now says she was on duty when she hit two pedestrians in a busy part of the French Quarter.
Now, this happened last night just before 7 near the intersection of North Peters and Iberville. We now know Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick was on duty at the time. However, photos shared with WWL Louisiana show she was not in uniform. NOPD says she was returning home after visiting an injured officer at the hospital. Kirkpatrick was given a breath and urine test. The breathalyzer did not show any signs of alcohol. NOPD says the urine results will take a few days. Now, we have not confirmed if she was in a city vehicle at the time. We spoke to Louisiana State Police this afternoon. Troopers tell us they have not received a police report from NOPD yet, but they will be the agency to review it for accuracy.
That's when I seen the 1, 2, 3 bikers starting to circle and doing wheelies and kind of just burning rubber around the officer there.
A handful of bikers circles an officer who's there to help direct traffic. No police ever showed up. No one was arrested.
It were the same guys I saw yesterday on Fisherman's Wharf.
Iqbal and other San Francisco residents say they've seen and heard the rowdy bikers before, along the Embarcadero, on the Bay Bridge, and by the Palace of Fine Arts.
I was actually thinking, why on earth are they not being stopped by the police?
If we had the number of officers we should have, we would have seen a lot more of those bullies in California.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. Oh my goodness, we have so many bad apples I don't know where to start. So we'll just start right here with the CHPD officer arrested for extortion and disclosing private images. Oh no!
Breaking news into the Queen City Newsroom. A Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer has been arrested on felony extortion charges and felony disclosure of private images. Officer Joel Medina was arrested today after being interviewed by investigators. They report that the incident occurred outside of work and did not involve the functions of his job. Medina is currently on unpaid administrative leave. Chief Johnny Jennings released a statement tonight saying that, in part, that I am disheartened by the recent arrest of Officer Medina. An officer's arrest is not just a personal failure, but a breach of public trust. The full statement from...
Yes, he made a mockery of that uniform and that badge. All right, let's move on with the show, folks. Thanks for being here.
An Escambia County Sheriff's deputy arrested, and we just found out he is now out of a job. WKRG News 5's Alexa Daly tells you who he is and what charges he's facing.
The Escambia County Sheriff's Office confirms that they fired one of their own after a deputy was arrested Saturday. 40-year-old Christopher Turney was booked into the Escambia County Jail and charged with child cruelty and child neglect. He was also charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor for failing to require school attendance. Turney was pictured on the Escambia County Sheriff's Office Facebook page after he was sworn in as a deputy in December of 2022. Jail records show he was released on bond Sunday. Per Florida law, his mugshot was exempt from jail records. We're working on getting more information on what led to the arrest. Reporting in Escambia County, Alexa Daly, WKRG News 5.
Oh no, you guys. It's true. We have another lovesick knucklehead cop here, you guys. Oh, I feel bad for him. Not really.
Police officer William Townsend was arrested after stalking and harassing his ex-wife and her new boyfriend. This according to the Bridgeport Police Department. Officials say Townsend was employed as an officer with the Bridgeport Police Department at the time of the indecencies. According to police, his ex-wife says she saw Townsend's police cruiser outside of her apartment while he was sending her what she called vulgar messages. Court documents state that Townsend also obtained information about the boyfriend's vehicle by radioing Harrison Taylor 911. This led to a separate charge. Police say Townsend also harassed his ex-wife's boyfriend on multiple other occasions. Townsend is charged with 2 counts of stalking and 1 count of obtaining confidential public information. He has a hearing set for August 12th in Preston County.
Oh, being a cop makes you do such stupid things. You guys will remember the story about this jerk police chief who basically was going after the First Amendment and raided the local newspaper and then the old lady's house. And of course, she gave him a real good piece of her mind and then died the next day. But this guy's facing justice now, and that's just great.
A former police chief expected to face criminal charges nearly 1 year after the police department raided a newsroom and 2 homes in Marion, Kansas. Well, today, 2 special prosecutors determined journalists with the Marion County Record did not commit any crimes.
So this all came out in a 124-page report with findings by the Kansas and Colorado Bureaus of Investigation. Nearly 1 year ago, former police chief Gideon Cody launched 3 raids on a newsroom, the publisher's home, and the former vice mayor of Marion. He claimed the owner of Marion County Record and a reporter, along with the vice mayor there, Ruth Herbel, committed identity theft by obtaining local restaurant owner Carrie Newell's driving record. Now Cody is charged with obstruction of judicial process for what he did after the raids. In September, the I-team revealed following the raids, Cody asked Newell to delete their text messages.
I did make mention that I didn't know the necessity of that because there was nothing inappropriate in the text messages.
Live at 5, an off-duty Atlanta police officer charged after a deadly shooting.
And then a News First anchor, Tori Cooper, is at the First Alert Breaking News Desk. Tori.
Alan Shawn, Atlanta police officer Melvin Potter was arrested early this morning in College Park. The GBI says Potter was allegedly at a bar on Old National Highway overnight, and that's where reportedly he got into an argument with a group of other people outside of the bar. The situation then escalated, and Potter allegedly shot and killed 38-year-old Devin Anderson. And now Potter has only been arrested for obstruction, but we're still waiting to see if other charges may be filed.
In March of 2024, Sedona Deputy Police Chief Ryan Quitkin, Sergeant Laura Leone, and the chief's executive assistant voiced concerns about Chief Stephanie Foley to Human Resources. Revolutionary HR Consulting, a third-party investigator, looked into the claims, interviewing 23 staff members, including the 3 complainants. 6 staff members accused Foley of being disrespectful, demeaning, and condescending while micromanaging staff. Deputy Chief Ryan Quitkin recalled being, quote, dressed down by Foley in preparation for a holiday party because he asked a co-worker to help bring a podium and supplies.
I'm Stephanie Foley, here with Sergeant Leone.
Sergeant Leone brought up an incident in 2020 when Chief Foley allegedly made fun of her Spanish accent. Foley's assistant claimed the chief joked about her age by calling her Mama Sherry or PD Mom, also saying that she believes she was retaliated against for opposing Foley's promotion to chief in 2022. The third-party investigation says a large number of people went to the former city manager, many against the promotion. By May 22nd of this year, 8 allegations against Foley were not substantiated per the city. Just 2 days later, the city placed Quitkin on paid administrative leave after misconduct allegations surfaced, accusing him of being unprofessional and aggressive towards other staff and volunteers. The city says Foley did not have a role in putting him on administrative leave. Investigators say in January he requested a canine dog for personal use in searching his home for drugs he suspected belonged to his adult child, which would be an abuse of authority. Then, a female officer claims Quitkin made her feel uncomfortable in February during a meeting by locking the door. Chief Foley told investigators that Quitkin made errors on time cards, procrastinated on high-priority projects, used swearing, and made inappropriate jokes. Revolutionary HR also says despite warnings, he discussed the investigation into the chief with other staff members, saying, "Things will be different, things will get better." In Quitkin's case, 14 people were interviewed and 10 out of 13 allegations were sustained. What the investigation could not confirm was if Quitkin acted unprofessionally while in uniform during a matter at his kid's high school, and if he actually recruited colleagues to make complaints against Chief Foley. His attorney calls the firing retaliation, a statement that says in part, the city and chief violated his constitutional rights. This is not a close call. The chief targeted Ryan only after he raised concerns about things that the chief was doing, things that violate state law and endanger the public. And a number of other employees have similar concerns but fear raising them because of the toxic and retaliatory environment that the chief has created.
Alexis Thomas takes us back to the day she and her mother, Shakitha, were arrested by officers in Brookside, Alabama in 2022. Both sent to jail, both their cars towed and impounded, costing them thousands of dollars. Pulled over because her mother's car had a broken taillight.
What is really going on here?
According to a pending class action lawsuit, the city allegedly deployed its police department not to protect the public, but to generate revenue, boosting its budget 640% with fines and forfeitures in 2 years, purchasing this armored vehicle and naming its department's canine Cash.
Something's not right.
Wandalyn Givan is a member of the Alabama House of Representatives, whose district includes Brookside. After receiving thousands of complaints, she helped pass a new state law 2 years ago capping the amount of traffic citation revenue cities can collect at 10% of their budgets. Ticket revenue generated above that sent to a state-run crime victims compensation fund.
I had law enforcement agencies literally calling me from across the state of Alabama and throughout the nation to say, listen, we're good cops. We're not bad cops. Those are bad cops.
And Brookside was the catalyst for this legislation.
Absolutely.
And Atlanta News First investigation uncovered nearly 73% of Lennox's budget came from traffic fines in 2022. To put that in perspective, Brookside's fines and forfeitures made up around 49% of its budget before Alabama changed the law. While state law enforcement can revoke speed detection permits if it can prove cities are writing excessive speeding tickets for profit, Georgia does not cap the amount of revenue municipalities can collect from traffic citations.
To put it shortly, Georgia's state laws incentivize municipalities to use their police departments and their code enforcers to police for profit and for taxation by citation.
Jabasitu Ashvili is an attorney with the Institute for Justice. According to this report produced by the civil rights organization, Georgia ranks as the worst state in the country with laws that enable or encourage taxation through citation, largely because municipalities operate their own traffic courts.
So this is wholly counterproductive to the notion of police protecting and serving, and instead turns police into revenue collectors for themselves and for the town.
Atlanta News First uncovered Lennox is among 17 cities in the state that rely on 25% or more of their budgets from traffic citation revenue, the majority in South Georgia, including Warwick, Morven, and Poland.
The tax base for rural Georgia is declining.
Attorney Tommy Coleman represents some of those South Georgia cities.
Cities and counties in Georgia and other places ought to be able to master of their own destiny. They ought to be in control of their own revenue. And
when you look at the numbers, do you think that this impacts trust in law enforcement?
Well, I'm sure it does for the people who've gotten the ticket.
It made me really not like the police. I'm just gonna be honest.
I'm nervous all the time.
I was finna say, every time I go anywhere, I'm nervous. I don't want, if a police get behind me, I instantly have to record.
That's it for the show, folks. Thank you so much for being here this morning and every morning to watch the Bad Apple Report right here at home on the range. As you know, I'm going to whip up another batch of bad apples just for you, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m., bright and early. Have a great day, folks.